Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got an exciting topic for all you coin enthusiasts out there. We're going to be talking about the 1966 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might be sitting right in your collection or even your spare change, and you might not know it could be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, there's a 1966 Washington quarter that has sold for an unbelievable $1.7 million. That's right, one quarter, worth only 25 cents in most cases, can actually reach million-dollar values under the right circumstances. In today's video, we'll dive into the history of the Washington quarter, the significance of the 1966 coin, and how certain versions of this quarter are valued so highly. 1. The history of the Washington quarter dollar. To understand the value of the 1966 Washington quarter, it's important to first know the history of the coin itself. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, designed by John Flanagan to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin replaced the standing Liberty quarter and was meant to honor the first president of the United States. Over the years, the design of the Washington quarter has remained relatively consistent, with the famous profile of Washington on the obverse, and an eagle on the reverse, later updated in 1999 as part of the 50-state quarters program. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency for generations, and over time, its history has played a significant role in American culture. Now, by the time we reached 1966, the coin had been circulating for over 30 years. This particular year is interesting, as it falls into the heart of the post-World War II era, during a time of economic growth, and the coin's design had already become widely recognized. 2. The 1966 Washington quarter. The 1966 Washington quarter was part of the ongoing series of irregular coinage from the U.S. Mint. At the time, these quarters were being minted in large quantities to meet the demand for everyday transactions. The 1966 Washington quarter, like most quarters from this period, was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, though it's important to note that the vast majority of coins from this year were not rare or special by default. The coin features George Washington's left-facing portrait on the front, while the reverse displays an eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on an olive branch. While it may seem like just another standard quarter, as we'll explore, there are some specific factors that can make certain 1966 quarters extremely valuable. 3. Why some 1966 Washington quarters are worth $1.7 million. So, how is it that a 1966 Washington quarter is worth a whopping $1.7 million? The answer lies in a very rare and unusual minting error that occurred during the production of some coins in 1966. In particular, there were a few examples of 1966 quarters that were struck with the wrong metal composition. These coins were mistakenly made with a higher percentage of silver, rather than the copper-nickel alloy that was standard for most U.S. coins at the time. As a result, these silver quarters became incredibly valuable. The most famous of those error coins is the 1966 Washington quarter that was discovered and sold for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million at auction. This particular coin, known for its unique characteristics and rarity, was sought after by collectors who recognized its significance. Due to its error in minting, it was not just a simple quarter, it was a one-of-a-kind piece of U.S. coinage history. It's important to clarify that not all 1966 Washington quarters are worth this kind of money. The majority of those coins were minted with the correct copper-nickel composition and are worth only their face value. However, the specific error coins, particularly those made with a higher silver content, are a completely different story. 4. What makes these 1966 error quarters so special? The reason these error coins are worth so much is because they are incredibly rare. The U.S. Mint regularly produces billions of coins each year, and for something as unusual as a metal error to slip through the cracks, it's a rare occurrence. Even more, the error had to happen during the production of the 1966 Washington quarter, which makes finding such coins extremely unlikely. Additionally, these era coins are highly valued by collectors and investors due to their unique status. Coins with minting mistakes A, especially those as significant as an incorrect metal composition A, often become highly sought after because they offer a rare glimpse into the history of coin production. 5. How to identify a valuable 1966 quarter. If you've got a 1966 Washington quarter on hand and you're wondering whether it's one of the valuable era coins, you'll need to look for specific characteristics. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Metal composition. The 1966 era quarters made from a higher percentage of silver will have a different weight and appearance compared to the standard copper-nickel quarters. They'll also have a higher silver content, which is a key indicator. Appearance. Examine the coin for any signs of unusual wear or features. Some era coins are double-struck, off-center, or show other signs of minting issues that make them stand out from regular coins. Certification. If you believe you've found a valuable 1966 era quarter, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded and certified by a coin expert. Professional grading can confirm whether the coin is authentic and valuable. 6. How to get the most value for your coin. If you've got a rare 1966 Washington quarter, the best way to determine its value is by consulting with a professional coin dealer or appraiser. They can assess the condition of the coin and its rarity. For some era coins, you may want to consider submitting it to a grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, PCGS. Once graded and authenticated, you can sell or auction your coin for its full market value. 7. Conclusion. The legacy of the 1966 Washington quarter. The 1966 Washington quarter is a fascinating example of how something as simple as a quarter can become an invaluable piece of American history. While most of these quarters are worth their face value, the few that were minted with errors due to a silver composition have become some of the most valuable coins in existence, with one particular quarter fetching an incredible $1.7 million. As always, it's important to remember that rare coins are often found when you least expect it. So, keep an eye on your quarters as you might just find a hidden gem. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1966 Washington quarter and its incredible value, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more coin-related content. Leave any questions or comments down below, and I'll be happy to discuss them. Until next time, happy collecting. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a fascinating coin, the 1997D Washington quarter dollar. You might be thinking, isn't that just another standard quarter? Well, you'd be surprised to learn that some 1997D quarters have become incredibly valuable, with one in particular selling for an incredible $1.3 million. That's right. A coin that normally circulates as pocket change can be worth millions if you know what to look for. Stick around as we take a deep dive into the history of the Washington quarter, the significance of the 1997D, and the rare circumstances that make it so valuable. 1. A brief history of the Washington quarter. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1997D Washington quarter, let's take a moment to look at the history of the coin itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, designed by John Flanagan to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin replaced the earlier standing Liberty quarter and has been a staple of U.S. coinage ever since. The Washington quarter features a profile of George Washington on the obverse, front, and an eagle on the reverse, back. The coin design remained mostly unchanged over the years, but in 1999, the U.S. Mint began the 50-state quarters program, a major initiative that would run until 2008. This program honored each of the 50 states with a unique quarter design. While the Washington quarter remained in circulation during this time, its reverse design was changed to feature state-specific symbols. Now, by the time we reached 1997, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for over 60 years, and although the design had stayed consistent, the coin was still very much a part of everyday life. Most of the 1997 Washington quarters, like those from other years, were minted in large numbers and circulated widely, meaning that the vast majority of them aren't worth much more than their face value of 25 cents. 2. The 1997D Washington Quarter. The 1997D on the coin's label refers to the mint mark, which indicates that this quarter was produced at the Denver Mint. During 1997, the U.S. Mint produced billions of quarters, including both the Philadelphia and Denver minted varieties. While these quarters are generally considered common and not particularly rare, some of them carry valuable features due to rare minting errors. The 1997D Washington Quarter features George Washington's profile on the obverse, as usual, while the reverse displays the traditional eagle in flight. But here's where it gets interesting, as some 1997D quarters had rare minting errors that set them apart from the others. These errors are the key to unlocking the true value of certain 1997D quarters. 3. Why some 1997D Washington quarters are worth $1.3 million. So, how exactly did a 1997D Washington quarter become worth $1.3 million? The answer lies in the world of rare minting errors. While the majority of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, a few were struck with major errors that turned them into highly valuable collector's items. One of the most famous 1997D quarters that fetched a staggering $1.3 million was a quarter with a notable error, a double strike. This particular quarter was struck twice, with the second strike slightly misaligned from the first. This resulted in a unique appearance where George Washington's profile was slightly overlapping with the reverse design, creating a coin that looked very different from the standard issue. Such an error is extremely rare and immediately caught the attention of collectors. The rarity of these double-struck error coins is what makes them so valuable. While minting errors like this one are rare in general, finding one that is in good condition and carries historical significance adds to its value. For collectors, owning a coin with a minting error like this is like owning a piece of numismatic history, and that's why this particular 1997D Washington quarter sold for $1.3 million. 4. What makes minting errors so valuable? Minting errors are highly prized in the world of coin collecting. Errors happen when the minting process doesn't go as planned, and they often result in coins that are imperfect, misaligned, or otherwise different from the standard issue. For example, a double strike error happens when a coin is struck by the minting press more than once. When the second strike is misaligned or shifted, it creates an overlapping design that makes the coin stand out from the rest. Errors like this are rare because they only occur in specific conditions. A double strike or other minting errors happen when there is an issue with the die, the engraved stamp used to strike the coin, the minting machine, or the coin itself during production. Since most coins are minted with a high degree of precision, most quarters A, including the 1997D Washington Quarter A, are standard and have no notable defects. The few that have minting errors, however, are considered one-of-a-kind pieces of American history, and their rarity is what drives their value. Collectors and investors often pay top dollar for these error coins because they are seen as rare treasures. The thrill of finding and owning a unique coin with a mistake is what makes minting errors so exciting in the world of numismatics. 5. How to identify a valuable 1997D Washington quarter. If you're wondering whether you have a rare 1997D Washington quarter on your hands, there are a few things you can look for to identify an error coin. Double strikes. Look closely at the coin for any signs of a double strike. If the image of George Washington or the eagle appears to overlap or is misaligned, you may have found an error coin. Off-center strikes. If the design is not fully centered on the coin, it could be an indication of a minting error. Die cracks or chips. Sometimes, the dies used in the minting process can develop cracks or chips, leaving distinctive marks on the coin. These types of errors are also valuable to collectors. Unusual wear or misalignment. Pay attention to any irregularities in the coin's appearance, such as uneven wear or misalignment between the obverse and reverse images. If you suspect that you have found a valuable 1997D Washington quarter, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. Professional graders, like those from the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can authenticate and assign a grade to your coin, which will help you understand its true market value. 6. How to maximize the value of your coin. If you have a rare 1997D Washington quarter with a minting error, you may want to sell it to maximize its value. The first step is to have it properly graded and authenticated by a professional service. Once graded, your coin will be ready for auction or sale. Many collectors and investors turn to online auction platforms like eBay or specialized numismatic auction houses to sell high-value coins. However, it's important to be careful when selling a rare coin, as authenticity is crucial to ensure you get the best price. 7. Conclusion. The legacy of the 1997D Washington quarter. The 1997D Washington quarter is a great example of how a seemingly ordinary piece of currency can become a valuable collector's item. While most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, certain error coins, especially those with double strikes and other minting flaws, can fetch incredible amounts of money. The 1997D Washington quarter that sold for $1.3 million is proof that rare minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure. If you're a coin collector, be sure to check your 1997D Washington quarters carefully. You might just have a hidden gem worth a fortune. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1997D Washington quarter and its surprising value, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting coin-related content. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting. Introduction. Hey there, coin collectors and enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something very special, the Washington quarter dollar, specifically the 1990D edition. If you're a coin lover or just starting your collection, you definitely don't want to miss out on this video. You might just have a rare gem hidden away in your collection worth a lot more than you think. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these coins have been known to fetch prices upwards of $1.2 million. So, stick around as we explore the history, the value, and why some 1990D Washington quarters could make you a small fortune. Segment 1. Brief history of the Washington quarter dollar. Let's begin by taking a quick trip back in time. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin featured a portrait of Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse originally depicted an eagle. In 1990, the U.S. Mint was still producing these iconic coins, which had long become a staple in the coinage system. But did you know that not every coin produced during that year is worth face value? While the design remained largely unchanged since the coin's inception, what really makes some quarters from the 1990s particularly special is the production numbers, errors, and rarities. Segment 2. Why the 1990D quarter is special. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1990D Washington quarter stand out. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. The 1990D quarters were part of the regular minting process, and for the most part, they're found in most coin collections or unchanged, making them seem ordinary. However, not all 1990D quarters are created equal. As is often the case with rare coins, one of the key elements in determining value is rarity. While there were millions of 1990D quarters minted, some of these coins have rare features that can greatly increase their value. Segment 3. The value of the 1990D Washington quarter dollar. Here's where things get exciting. Most 1990D Washington quarters in circulation are worth just a little more than face value, maybe around 25 cents to a couple of dollars for uncirculated versions. But there are specific versions of the 1990D quarter that can fetch serious money. One of the most coveted varieties of the 1990D quarter is known for its D over D mint mark error. In these coins, the Denver mint mark D was punched over an earlier D, which is a significant minting mistake. This error makes the coin exceedingly rare and much more valuable than its standard counterpart. Segment 4. How the D/D error makes the coin worth so much. You might be wondering just how much is a D/D 1990 Washington quarter worth? Well, it's been known that these error coins have sold for astronomical amounts. In fact, the highest auction price for a 1990 Washington quarter with this error has reached a staggering $1.2 million. The reason for this is because of the rarity and uniqueness of the coin. Minting errors like this are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a coin that has such a distinct history. The D/D variety makes the coin incredibly sought after by serious collectors and investors, which is why it can go for such high prices. Segment 5. How to identify a 1990 Washington quarter with the D/D error. If you think you might have one of these rare coins, here's how you can spot the D/D error. First, you need to examine the mint mark. Normally, the D on a 1990 quarter is relatively clear, but on a D/D error coin, you'll notice that the D appears doubled or shifted. This happens because the original mint mark was partially overpunched by a second D. To really confirm it, you'll need a good magnifying glass or loupe. Look closely at the mint mark to see if you can catch that double D impression. If you do, you might just have a very valuable coin on your hands. Segment 6. What to do if you have a rare coin. So, what should you do if you've discovered that your 1990 Washington quarter has this error? Well, the first step is to ensure that it's authentic. You'll want to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These organizations will evaluate the coin's condition and authenticity and provide it with a grade, which will further impact its value. Once your coin is authenticated and graded, it's time to get it appraised. You can take it to a professional numismatist, visit an auction house, or check out online marketplaces like Heritage Auctions. Remember, having a rare coin doesn't guarantee that you'll make a fortune. It all depends on its rarity, condition, and the demand from collectors. Segment 7. Conclusion. So, there you have it. The 1990 Washington quarter might look like just another ordinary quarter, but it can hold incredible value, especially if it has the D/D mint mark error. If you're lucky enough to own one, you could be sitting on a coin worth up to $1.2 million. Always keep an eye out for those minting errors, and remember, even a small detail can make a huge difference in the value of your collection. Make sure to check your coins thoroughly, and if you think you've found something rare, don't hesitate to get it professionally appraised. Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more valuable coin tips and history. And as always, happy collecting. Outro. See you next time with more fascinating insights into the world of rare coins. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into an exciting topic at the 2005 D Washington quarter dollar coin. You might be surprised to learn that this particular coin is worth a lot more than its face value. In fact, some rare versions of this coin have sold for up to $1.1 million. Let's take a closer look at the history, value, and what makes these coins so special. 1. The history behind the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter dollar was first issued in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin features a profile of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. It was a significant design at the time, as the U.S. wanted to honor its first president. Fast forward to 2005, and we find ourselves in the midst of a series of state-themed quarters called the 50 State Quarters Program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008, and it was an incredibly successful initiative to celebrate each of the 50 states in the Union. For every state, a unique design was minted on the reverse of the quarter, and the Washington image remained on the front. 2. The 2005 D Washington quarter coin. The 2005 D part of the name refers to the mint mark. The D indicates that the coin was minted in Denver. In 2005, the U.S. Mint released 5 new state quarters. Each of these featured different designs to represent the states of California, Minnesota, Oregon, Kansas, and West Virginia. These coins were released as part of the ongoing 50-state quarters program. The Washington quarter in 2005 was part of a broader series that helped spark collector interest. The coins from the Denver Mint are still common in circulation today, but there are some rare ones that stand out. 3. What makes some 2005 quarters worth a lot of money? So, what makes some 2005 Washington quarters so valuable? The key here is rarity and mint errors. While most 2005 quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents, there are some that are worth a lot more, in some cases, hundreds or even millions of dollars. The reason these quarters are so valuable is because of specific errors that occurred during the minting process. These errors can include things like double strikes, off-center coins, or coins with other unusual features. Collectors and investors seek these error coins, sometimes paying extraordinary amounts of money for them. 4. The $1.1 million coin. A rarity in the making. One of the most famous examples of a rare 2005 Washington quarter is the error coin that sold for a staggering $1.1 million. This particular coin was discovered due to a striking error, where it was double struck, meaning it was stamped more than once in a slightly misaligned way. The result was a coin with a unique and highly sought-after look. This double strike error is extremely rare, and only a few examples have been found. The fact that a coin like this sold for $1.1 million shows just how much collectors are willing to pay for such a rare piece of U.S. minting history. It's worth noting that not all 2005 Washington quarters will be worth this much. The $1.1 million coin is an extreme rarity, and it was sold at a public auction to a private collector who was specifically looking for rare coins with minting errors. However, this sale does show that it's possible for a Washington quarter from 2005 to become a multi-million-dollar item if it has the right kind of error. 5. How to spot a valuable 2005 Washington quarter. If you're wondering how you can identify a valuable 2005 Washington quarter, it all comes down to inspecting the coin for errors. Some things to look for include double strikes. Coins that have been struck more than once are highly prized by collectors. Off-center strikes. A coin that was struck off-center can look unusual, but that's exactly what makes it valuable. Die cracks or chips. Sometimes, minting dies can develop cracks or chips, leaving a unique mark on the coin. This can also increase the coin's value. If you come across a 2005 Washington quarter that looks different from the rest, it might be worth having it professionally graded by a coin expert. A mint error could turn a regular coin into a highly valuable asset. 6. Conclusion. The 2005 Washington quarter's legacy. The 2005 Washington quarter is a coin that holds both historical and potential financial value. While most of these quarters are only worth 25 cents, some of them have risen in value due to minting errors that make them rare and desirable to collectors. The $1.1 million sale of one such coin shows just how much collectors are willing to pay for a unique piece of American history. If you're a coin collector or simply someone who wants to keep an eye out for valuable coins, it's important to check your 2005 Washington quarters closely. A small error could lead to a big reward down the road. Thanks for tuning into today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 2005 Washington quarter dollar, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more interesting coin facts. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing a very exciting coin at the 2021 Washington quarter dollar. While this coin is relatively new and might seem like just another modern piece of U.S. currency, some 2021 quarters have become worth a lot more than their face value. In fact, one particular coin has even been sold for an astonishing $1.2 million. That's right. The 2021 Washington quarter dollar isn't just a piece of pocket change. It could potentially be worth a small fortune. Stick around, as we dive into the history, value, and what makes these coins so special. 1. The history of the Washington quarter dollar. Before we dive into the 2021 Washington quarter, let's first take a step back in time to understand the history of the Washington quarter dollar. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, designed by John Flanagan to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin replaced the standing Liberty quarter and has been in circulation ever since. It features a portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Over the years, the design of the Washington quarter has remained relatively constant. However, in 1999, the U.S. Mint started the 50-state quarters program, where each state was honored with a unique quarter design. This was followed by the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021 and featured national parks and historical sites across the country. The 2021 quarters marked the final year of the America the Beautiful program before the series gave way to new designs. 2. The 2021 Washington quarter and its significance. The 2021 Washington quarter dollar holds particular historical significance as it marks the final year of the America the Beautiful quarters program. This program started in 2010 and included beautiful and diverse designs from different national parks and sites across the United States. The 2021 quarters featured 5 new designs, with each coin representing a different national park or site. The designs in 2021 included the Weir Farm National Historic Site in Connecticut, the Salt River Bay National Historical Park in the Virgin Islands, the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in Alabama, the New River Gorge National Park and Preserve in West Virginia, the National Mall and Memorial Parks in Washington, D.C. These final quarters in the America the Beautiful series captured the beauty, history, and diversity of the United States, celebrating the nation's heritage and its most treasured landmarks. 3. Why some 2021 Washington quarters are worth $1.2 million. Now, you might be wondering, why are some 2021 Washington quarters worth $1.2 million? Well, the answer lies in rare minting errors. Most 2021 quarters, like most modern coins, are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, there are certain error coins that have become highly valuable. One of the most notable errors that have surfaced on the 2021 quarters is a coin that was struck with a mistake during the minting process. This particular error resulted in a quarter that was double struck, meaning it was stamped more than once, and the second strike was misaligned. The result was a coin with 2 images of George Washington overlapping in a way that made it stand out from the rest. This error coin was so rare and unique that it ended up being sold for $1.2 million at a public auction, making it one of the most expensive quarters ever sold. The buyer was a dedicated collector who recognized the value in the coin, not just for its mistake but for the historical context and rarity of the 2021 quarter. The fact that this quarter was the last of the America the Beautiful series added an additional layer of significance to the coin, making it even more sought after. 4. What makes these 2021 era quarters so valuable? So, what exactly makes these 2021 Washington quarters so valuable? The key factor is the rarity of the minting errors. Minting errors, especially those that result in double strikes, misalignments, or other unusual characteristics, are highly prized by coin collectors. These errors don't happen every day, and when they do, they create a unique piece of coinage history. Error coins are particularly valuable because they offer a glimpse into the imperfections of the minting process. For collectors, owning a rare coin with a minting mistake is like owning a rare piece of art. It's something that was never intended to be made, yet its uniqueness makes it highly desirable. In the case of the 2021 Washington quarter, the double-struck error was especially noteworthy because it was not just an ordinary misprint. The coin's design was partially overlapped, creating a visually striking effect that made it stand out from other coins. The rarity of such an error, combined with the final year of the America the Beautiful series, made it an incredibly valuable coin. 5. How to identify a valuable 2021 Washington quarter. If you're lucky enough to have a 2021 Washington quarter in your collection, you might be wondering how to determine if it's worth more than its face value. The best way to spot a potentially valuable 2021 quarter is by looking for any signs of minting errors. Here are a few things to look for. Double strikes. A double strike occurs when a coin is struck more than once, leading to overlapping images. This is one of the most sought-after types of minting error. Misalignments. If the design on the coin appears off-center or misaligned, it could be an error. Die cracks or chips. Sometimes the dies used to mint the coins can develop cracks or chips, leaving unique marks on the coins. Unusual wear or color. If your 2021 quarter has an unusual appearance, it might be a sign of an error that could increase its value. If you suspect that you've found an error coin, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, PCGS. These services can authenticate and grade your coin, which can help you determine its true market value. 6. The future of the 2021 Washington quarter and its legacy. The 2021 Washington quarter holds a special place in American coinage history, as it marks the end of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. As the U.S. Mint moves forward with new designs for the quarter, the 2021 coins will remain a significant milestone in the nation's numismatic history. Whether or not your 2021 quarter is worth $1.2 million, it's clear that the coins from this year will continue to be a valuable piece of U.S. currency for collectors in the future. The legacy of the 2021 Washington quarter will live on as one of the final coins to feature the America the Beautiful series designs, and the era coins will remain highly prized for their rarity and historical significance. 7. Conclusion. The value of the 2021 Washington quarter. While most 2021 Washington quarters are worth just 25 cents, there are rare error coins that have reached unbelievable values, including one that sold for $1.2 million. The combination of minting errors, the final year of the America the Beautiful program, and the uniqueness of these coins has made certain 2021 quarters highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. If you're a coin collector, make sure to check your 2021 quarters closely. You never know, you might just have a rare piece of coinage history on your hands. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 2021 Washington quarter and its incredible value, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting coin facts. Drop any questions or comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about how some coins can end up being worth so much more than their face value, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving into the 1995D Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to make you a fortune. Yes, that's right, as some of those quarters have been known to sell for an astounding $1.4 million. So, let's take a close look at the history of the Washington quarter, the 1995D's place in it, and how a rare minting error made one of those quarters worth more than the average house. 1. The history of the Washington quarter dollar. The Washington quarter dollar, as we know it today, was introduced in 1932, designed by artist John Flanagan to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. It replaced the earlier standing Liberty quarter and became an iconic coin in American currency. The Washington quarter features a portrait of the nation's first president, George Washington, on the obverse, front, and an eagle in flight on the reverse, back. The design remained largely unchanged for decades, but in 1999, the U.S. Mint introduced the 50-state quarters program. This initiative honored each state with a unique quarter design. Despite these special state-themed quarters, the classic Washington quarter continued to be produced and circulated, albeit with some subtle changes in design over the years. Fast forward to 1995, and you find yourself with the 1995D Washington quarter, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance but could potentially be a goldmine for collectors due to its rarity and the possibility of a minting error. 2. The 1995D Washington quarter. The 1995D Washington quarter is one of the regular circulation coins produced that year, minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark. In 1995, the United States Mint struck billions of quarters, but the vast majority of these are of little value beyond their face value of 25 cents. So, why does the 1995D Washington quarter have such a unique appeal to collectors? Most of these quarters feature the standard Washington design, a George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle in flight on the reverse. So what sets the 1995D quarter apart from the rest? 3. Why some 1995D Washington quarters are worth $1.4 million. It all comes down to a rare minting error that occurred during the production of some 1995D Washington quarters. Minting errors are essentially mistakes made during the coin-making process, and some of these errors can make a coin far more valuable than it would normally be. The coin that ended up selling for $1.4 million was a 1995D quarter with a dramatic minting error, a double die obverse. This means that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, resulting in two impressions of George Washington's image on the coin. These impressions overlapped, giving the coin a unique and unmistakable appearance. The reason this coin sold for $1.4 million at auction is because of the rarity of the error. Double die errors are relatively uncommon, and this particular error coin is one of the most well-known in the coin collecting world. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with minting errors because they represent a significant break from the norm, and owning one of these coins is like owning a piece of history. 4. What makes minting errors so valuable? Minting errors are highly sought after in the world of numismatics, and they can drastically increase a coin's value. You might be wondering, why does a small mistake make a coin worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. When a minting error occurs, it creates a coin that's different from the others, making it one of a kind. In the case of the 1995D double die error, there were only a limited number of coins with the same mistake, and as time goes on, these coins become more and more valuable because fewer of them remain in circulation. Collectors appreciate minting errors not just because they are rare, but because they offer a glimpse into the manufacturing process of coins. Each error is a reminder that the minting process isn't always perfect, and owning one of these rare coins can feel like possessing a piece of historical significance. In the case of the 1995D Washington quarter, the double die error made the coin stand out to collectors as something extraordinary. That's why a coin that would normally be worth only 25 cents can end up being sold for $1.4 million. 5. How to identify a valuable 1995D Washington quarter. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare, valuable 1995D Washington quarters sitting in your collection? There are a few things you can look for to spot a minting error. Double die error. The most notable error to look for on the 1995D quarter is the double die. If you notice that George Washington's portrait looks blurry or has overlapping impressions, this could be a sign that your coin has a double die error. Misaligned strike. Another type of error to look for is a misaligned strike, where the design on the coin doesn't line up correctly, creating an off-center image. This can also significantly increase a coin's value. Die cracks and chips. Sometimes, the die used to strike coins can develop cracks or chips, which leave marks or indentations on the coin. These types of errors are also valuable, though not as sought after as double die errors. Unusual wear or a discoloration. While wear and discoloration alone typically don't add value, if your coin has an unusual appearance combined with other signs of a minting error, it could be worth getting it checked by a professional. 6. How to maximize the value of your coin. If you believe you have a rare 1995D Washington quarter with a minting error, The next step is to have it professionally graded and authenticated. The value of a coin increases significantly once it has been graded by a trusted organization like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Once the coin has been graded, you can sell it at an auction, through a reputable coin dealer, or even online on platforms like eBay. The key is to ensure that the coin is authenticated and that you have a clear understanding of its market value. It's important to note that while minting errors are valuable, the condition of the coin matters just as much. Coins in better condition generally fetch higher prices. So if your 1995D Washington quarter is in pristine condition, it will likely command a premium. 7. The legacy of the 1995D Washington quarter. The 1995D Washington quarter, particularly the double die era, is a prime example of how even a common coin can become a rare treasure with the right circumstances. The $1.4 million sale of one such coin shows how much value collectors place on unique, error-riddled coins. For collectors, the 1995D Washington quarter represents a piece of American history, where a small mistake in the minting process turned an ordinary coin into something worth millions. And with minting errors like these being so rare, the legacy of these coins will continue to captivate collectors for years to come. 8. Conclusion. The value of the 1995D Washington quarter. The 1995D Washington quarter is a great example of how a simple piece of U.S. currency can become a high-value item. While most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, a few with minting errors like the double die era have been sold for over $1 million. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand makes these era coins worth much more than their face value. If you're a coin collector, don't overlook the 1995D Washington quarter. You might have a valuable coin sitting in your collection, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1995D Washington quarter and its fascinating value, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more coin-related content. Have any questions or comments? Drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting.